Nicolymoonies. I decided to play through the entire Dragonage franchise on stream. After finishing Dragonage Origins and Dragonage 2 for the first time, it was finally time to play Dragonage Inquisition. After spending more than 140 hours with the game and its DLCs, here are my final thoughts. Dragonage Inquisition was my first Dragonage game, and it's the game that made me fall in love with the franchise. However, it had been over 3 years since I last played it, so I'd forgotten a lot about the game. I really like the game's art style and its more realistic graphics, especially for its time. The environments are beautiful and the cutscenes are very cinematic. The character creator lets you choose between the warrior, rogue, and mage classes. For the first time in the series, you can play not only as a human, elf, or dwarf, but also as a Qunari. It also gives you a good amount of freedom to customize your character's face. That said, the hairstyle options are pretty disappointing. There are a lot of bald or very short hairstyles, but not much variety beyond that. For this playthrough, I ended up using mods so I could give my character long curly hair. I also installed a few other mods to add more eyebrows options, improve the skin textures, and make a few other visual enhancements. I really enjoyed the main story in this game. There are some meaningful choices with real consequences, including branching paths, and some major events in the world change depending on the decisions you make. I do wish it were longer though, the main story feels surprisingly short. Side quests are a huge part of Dragonage Inquisition. You need to complete them to earn enough power to unlock the main story quests, which also have level recommendations. They also reward you with influence, which lets you unlock new Inquisition perks. I found the side quests easy to find, and some of them are interesting. They can change the appearance of an area or let you capture keys, for example. However, many of them feel like repetitive fetch quests and can become quite grindy, especially the collectible-related ones, almost like an MMO. The game also features war table missions, where you send your advisors and their forces on different operations. Depending on who you choose, you receive different outcomes and rewards. I wasn't a big fan of this system though. There are a lot of these missions and some of them take a really long time to complete. This game offers a lot of variety when it comes to exploration. For the first time in the series, we get to explore 2 different nations, Ferelden and Orlais. There are all kinds of maps and environments, and many of them are beautiful and massive. I also like that every time you enter a new area, you're given a situation report from Scout Harden. That said, I wish the maps were filled with more meaningful stories instead of so many collectibles and fetch quests. I also wish we had been able to explore more of the city of Valroyo. The writing in this game is really good. I especially enjoyed the humor and the dialogue, particularly the companion banter, which is incredibly well written. I also really liked having a voiced protagonist and the voice acting. The combat in this game is action-based, but it also features a tactical camera that lets you pause and issue commands, even taking direct control of your companions. I enjoyed the combat overall. The spells are fun to use, and the many dragon fights were definitely one of the highlights for me. I really like the character designs and fashion in this game. Many of the NPCs look great, even if the hairstyle options are a bit lacking. I also really like the design of the Qunari. The companions are the highlight of this game for me, including the advisors. They are my favorite cast of companions in the Dragonage series. I think they are all incredibly well written. Each companion feels unique, with their own personality, style, preferences, and even unique armor. I also love the dynamics between them. Some companions dislike each other, and they can even grow to dislike the protagonist if they don't agree with your decisions. Some of the personal quests also felt much more fleshed out than they did in the previous Dragonage games. Some of my favorite companions were Dorian and Vivienne. The romance in this game is really well done. I romanced Solas, and I felt like there was a lot of content and plenty of romance scenes. I like how each romance option has their own preferences and is not interested in every type of character, which makes the romances feel more realistic and unique. I also like that some companions can romance each other, making the world feel more alive, and this is the first time in the series that we can romance a Qunari. I really enjoy the themes of this game. I especially like the political aspect of being the Inquisitor, making important decisions and judgments that affect the world, the people around you, and everything you build throughout the story. I enjoyed all of the DLCs, but Respite was my favorite. It provides closure and reveals important information about the lore. I also really like The Descent, especially its more story-focused approach and the interesting theme it explores. I enjoy the plot of Jaws of Hakon as well, but compared to the other two DLCs, it is less focused on the story. A bigger part of the experience is exploring the new map. The soundtrack in this game is probably my favorite in the series as well. The main theme is absolutely epic, and I love all the tavern songs, especially Enchanter and Sarah Was Never. I also really enjoy the songs added in the Trespassers DLC, such as Dark Souls theme and Lost Elf theme. I only experienced very minor bugs during my playthrough. For example, there was one time when demons didn't spawn from a rift and I had to reload my save. I also only had one crash, which happened close to the end of my playthrough. I really like the customization options in this game. Being able to decorate my base, change the colors of my armor, and use the crafting system adds a lot to the experience. I also like the variety of mounts available. Another thing I appreciate is being able to import decisions from previous games and see how they affect my playthrough. So yes, if you enjoy games with an amazing cast of interesting companions, great romance options, a well-written story and dialogue, and an incredible soundtrack, I definitely recommend this game, as long as you don't mind some of the more repetitive fetch quests. Dragonage Inquisition is still one of my favorite games. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It will mean the moon to me. Bye bye!